Jack Reacher, the man who never goes back, is finally back. I saw the first Jack Reacher and I thought I would never go back because I didn't like it that much. But as strange as it sounds, I was really looking forward to the second one, and I think the biggest reason why might be the new director Zwick. He already worked with Tom Cruise in the past. They did Last Samurai together, which is one of my most beloved movies of all time. And so I was rather curious if I would like the second one more than the first. So let's get started.
Turn around, mister.
Two things are gonna happen. First, that phone over there is gonna ring. Second, you're gonna be wearing these cuffs.
What you saw in the trailer is the very first scene of the movie. Jack Reacher is one of your typical action movie heroes, one who always plays by his own rules, one who will tell you what happens next because he already knows.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the guy you didn't count on.
Is it cheesy? Sure, but it can also be very sweet. But in this case, I wasn't digging it that much. This might be the first movie that shows that Tom Cruise is older by now, which is absolutely fine. As a matter of fact, the man is already 54. It's just strange to admit it. He never looked this old before. He seems also a little bit out of shape this time. And this might actually work better for the story because, as Reacher states again and again, he's not a major anymore, not an active serving military man. Never Go Back is already the 18th Jack Reacher novel by British author Lee Child. The first Reacher movie was, by the way, the 9th. So it fits that Tom Cruise is older and more reserved. The problem for me was that he's still the ass-kicking muscle that no one really can harm, and I thought that to be a little bit too unrealistic. This way, no matter how bad the situation got, the stakes seem pretty low. I can also say that I wasn't into his performance this time as I normally am. I really don't want to say that he phones it in. He's still very intense, but it also felt a little bit as he was operating on autopilot.
You followed me in here. That was a mistake. Really?
But maybe the problem is more that the movie itself is kind of mundane. The story that evolves around Cobie, Smulders' character, Susan Turner, wasn't that interesting or new. She's being accused of something and in the way of a government conspiracy. And somehow Reacher gets involved as well, of course. There aren't really any emotions going on, and while Smulders certainly can kick some butt, the mystery of what was going on didn't catch me. There's also a second aspect to the story that they don't tell you about in the trailers, or on the poster, or on any official press images. It came to me as a surprise in the movie, and I double checked now for the review. It's really as if they try to hide the fact that Never Go Back is also a story about Reacher and a young girl who seems to be his daughter. And it's not like it's a small part of the movie. The whole thing is Tom Cruise, Smulders and Danika Yarosh, who plays the young girl, on the run. They form a team where each member is doing at least something important throughout the course of the movie. I didn't mind the girl to be there. I wasn't a fan, but it was okay, and Yarosh is doing a good job, I thought. But each of the story's components felt so overused. On the run from the law because of a conspiracy, a hardboiled action loner who usually does things on his own, has to cope with a partner and also fill the shoes of a father all of a sudden. It's nothing you haven't seen before. And it wouldn't be a problem if the movie was super intense or exciting, but it's basically just your typical thriller. It's solid, I give them that, but nothing special. It's pretty grounded, even though Reacher feels too overpowered many times. But what I missed were some big set pieces. It's more a thriller than an action vehicle, even though there are some shootouts and fight scenes. But there's something missing here that made it stand out. Something that made it more special or sweet. There are a few moments where the tension is building up, one in the first third where Reacher tries to get Susan out of a military prison, but when you think it's just going to get really exciting, the scenes probably are just about to end. And then there are almost awkward moments where it's just some running around. Cruise is one, maybe the best runner in cinema, but it should feel more natural to the action. There was one meta moment where the girl tells him he's quite intense. I like that. But then you get also a pretty weak villain who is just a muscle for most of the movie, until he makes it personal in the end for no real reason apart from being evil. I'm normally a fan of Tom Cruise and of Edward Zwick as well, but I guess these Jack Reacher movies just don't get to me. I was entertained at times, but sometimes bored as well, and overall I think it's just slightly above average. So in the end I would give it a 5.5 out of 10.
Where do I get the feeling that you're enjoying this?
You have a very interesting way of saying thank you. Sorry, he's not feeling well. You might want to use this one.
Alright, that's it. Like always, please tell me in the comments below what you think about Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, and also tell me how would you rate a movie in comparison to the first one. And you can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram simply at @JimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like.